A smooth in ggplot2 is a model that attempts to estimate the average relationship between a response variable, typically the y variable, and one or more predictor variables, which are typically the x and possibly other variables that you're including in your analysis. And if we add a smooth to a plot, it can help to make the relationships between the different variables even clearer than they are before. A smoothing layer can be added to a plot using geom_smooth. Many smoothing methods can be used with geom_smooth. For example, the LM method can be used, which is a linear model, a GLM, which is a generalized linear model, a GAM, which is a generalized additive model, a low-S smooth, which is related to local fitting, or some other function, such as the RLM function in the mass package, which can be used to construct a robust linear model. Just as a warning, if you don't know what these different methods are, you probably shouldn't be adding them to your plot because they're not going to help you explain the data. But if you've taken data science courses, if you've taken statistics courses, and you do know what these are, they can be very useful for highlighting relationships between the different variables. So let's add a linear model smooth to the penguin scatter plot we've already created. Notice that I'm using identical code to before, but I now add a geom_smooth layer. In this geom, I clearly specify the x variable in my model, the y variable model, and I'm going to specifically indicate the method I want to use. Notice that the method argument is specified outside the AES function because we're not mapping it to any variable, we're specifying it manually. When I do this, it creates the plot below. This adds a single line across all penguin groups, which doesn't clearly explain the relationship when accounting for species. So if we want to make this smooth even more useful, we need to distinguish between the model for each of the different species. To do that, we're going to need to map the species to a specific aesthetic in the geom_smooth geom. Specifically, if I look at the updated code, I can see that I now map the species to the color aesthetic in the AES function. When I do that, this tells the geom_smooth geom to use different colors for each of the different smooths. So it's going to create a different model for each one of the species and then display the smooth using unique colors on the graph already created. This is the graphic produced. I can see clear, positive linear relationships within each one of the penguin species, though the association between body mass and bill length appears to be slightly different between the species.